Now we're looking at the names associated with any sequence. So the first thing we're looking at here is a sequence which has a start and an end. This is known as a finite sequence. So the very first term, right, the first number or anything, it can be constant also, a variable, that is, this is known as first term. And the last is known as last term. Quite simple, right? And this is a second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term. So in this case, the fifth term happens to be the last term. So we can see that the sequence goes in the form of +3, right? So 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 3, 11, 11 plus 3, 14. So 3 is common everywhere, and it is a difference between the consecutive terms. So this is called as common difference. Now, of course, we can't keep writing first term, second term, last term. So alternatively, we have associated some representation to it. So here 2 is A1, 1 representing the position of the term. A1 is your first term and 1 represents the position. This is A2, this is A3, A4, and this is A5. While the common difference is T. Okay. So A1 is your first term, second term, third term, and this is your last term in this case. So in general, we can represent the terms as A of n, where n represents the term number. Okay. You can think of this as house number. House number, right? So this in entirety, n, okay, remember n represents the term number, an represents the term itself, right? An as a whole represents the term itself, while n, the n part of it represents the place it holds. So 2 holds the first place, right? 2 holds the first place, as you can see. A1, this is A2, A3, A4, and this is your A5. Okay, so an represents the term itself, where n is the number which also is associated with the place. So in general, the last term is represented by an. Okay. So when we tell last term, and if we don't know how many terms are there, we just write it as an. So I have a small example over here. If I want to represent 24 term in a sequence, I'll write it as A124. Okay. Right. So again, A1, A2, A3, A4, and the last term is an. So given any sequence, you represent it as A1, A2, A3, right? And if it's finite, it is still an. And D is the common difference between terms, right? And this is the general representation and names associated with an arithmetic progression.